So what I know from Udit is that you earlier were a dentist.
I am a dentist.
I am a dentist. I mean, you were practicing that, right?
I never practiced.
You never
I only
practiced?
studied.
Okay, you only studied. That's even more interesting to know now.
Yes.
So my first question, the first curiosity जो mind में आया था वो यही था कि so we pursue a path usually engineer बनना है, doctor बनना है, lawyer बनना है, and these are somewhat India में set standards by the society कि do this and you do that, good future whatnot. But then there's always that key of passion. There's something I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
And then initially we start that as a hobby, but eventually we move on to pursue it as a career. And every one of us has sometime thought, no, yes, to career pursue karte hain. So did that decision come to you naturally? Yeah. How was the transition like?
From a dentist to a marketer.
Yeah, I mean, did you always plan that कि मैं eventually इसी profession में जाऊँगी?
I never thought of it.
You never thought of it?
Never thought of it. So when I was in school, all I wanted to do was to get a doctor in front of my name.
Okay.
Either way, the MBBS, BDS, whatever. I got a doctor in front of my name.
Okay.
And then I've been riding motorcycles for 8 years now.
Yeah.
So, and I saw this opportunity. I'm like, there's no harm in trying.
Yeah.
वो तो है ही मेरे पास. I am a doctor, so I can, वो तो मैं कभी भी कर सकती हूँ. So there's no harm in trying this.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's give it a try.
Okay, and what was the opportunity exactly? I mean, what was that eureka moment? Let's just push into it.
Okay, so it wasn't a eureka moment actually.
Okay.
So I graduated from college last year.
Yeah.
And then I gave my exams for my masters.
Okay.
And then there was a gap, you can say, a month or two for the results to come.
Okay.
And I was like, I just want to chill. Because I've studied enough in my life, now I just want to chill.
Yeah.
So in that chilling phase, I was riding around.
Okay.
And suddenly I saw this, that Harley Davidson has started a campaign called The World's Best Job.
Okay.
And I came across this through a friend of mine. So she's also into motorcycles. I started riding with her. And I saw this, I'm like, okay, I've been riding enough. I have 1 month of free time. I have nothing to do. Let's see what happens.
So this podcast series, what we have planned, Podium Perspective पे, it's basically around females in motorsport and automotive careers. Because that is the rare explored path. To be very honest, from a male's perspective, it has usually been कि हम कर रहे हैं जो हमें मन में आ रहा है, and we want to pursue different career paths. But it's usually more difficult for a female to get into the sport. Once she's in, then the way to survive there, especially the people around, it's tough. From what I've heard, I've never known that, and we wish to address these topics now. Issue क्या है? India already we are not up to speed with the motorsports and automotive careers. So what's the issue? What's stopping us, and what's lagging us behind? So this is the first of many, and you are the first guest we have. We wanted to initiate this with you, and it's good. So let's just start with your career ka journey and all. And I would like to know from the start point, when was it the first time you felt an inclination towards riding? Then you did it, and now you are actually pursuing it as a full-time job.
So when I was in 9th or 10th grade, ever since my childhood actually, I've seen pictures of my dad on a motorcycle. Because in army, you must be aware there's a stunt riding group in army.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So they call it the tornadoes.
Okay.
So they've got a huge, numerous Guinness World Records under them.
Okay.
And they've been into existence since a very long time. So my dad was a part of that.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so he was into motorcycling and scooter stunt riding. So I've seen pictures of him. I've grown up seeing those pictures. And then in 10th grade, suddenly I felt like, no, that I want to learn how to ride a motorcycle.
Okay.
Okay, I don't mind. When the time comes, you'll know. Okay, fine. So in 11th and 12th grade, I used to do horse riding.
Okay.
So with a friend of mine, so once we got off the horseback and then we were going back home, and then my friend's dad came to pick her up on a motorcycle. And I went to my uncle and said, Uncle, I want to ride a motorcycle. And uncle like, do you know how to ride a motorcycle? No, I don't know how to ride a motorcycle, but I want to ride a motorcycle. Then he's like, acha. So this is how it happens. So he explained me a little bit that, this is the clutch, this is the brake. Now just go ride. I'm like, are you sure I can ride it? I just wanted to ride it.
Papa you sure?
Yeah, I'm like, this is your bike.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Like, can I ride it? Like, हाँ जाओ. And then I rode it and I loved it. एक बार मैं चल गई थी, so that's a different issue.
Yeah.
But I loved riding the motorcycle. So when I came to 12th grade, I cracked a deal with my parents. I told them, listen, you didn't teach me how to ride motorcycle. I learned it on my own. Now I want to buy a motorcycle. They're like, no, why would you want to buy a motorcycle? You're just in 12th grade. What?
They're still stuck on the part कि अभी सीखना है. They don't know it yet.
Yeah, they don't know it yet. Yeah. So they're like, नहीं ऐसे थोड़ी ना होता है. पहले you need to show us you can ride. I said, okay, you get me a bike.
Uncle, I need you. Just what you do to us.
Even more interesting. So in army, you would have seen that these bhaiyas on their bullet
500 with khaki paint.
Green.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my dad got one of those motorcycles. And then he's like, chalo ye chala ke dikhao. I'm like, theek hai. Then I tried. Luckily, luck was in my favor that day. So I rode it and he was like, okay, you know how to ride. So then we cracked a deal that since I was pursuing medicine, so he said that if you get into a government college on a government seat, I'll get you a motorcycle. I said, okay, I will get you that. But then I will not go to college till the time you don't give me the motorcycle.
Oh man, it's like to and fro.
Yeah, it has to be to and
fro. I put up my end of the deal, you put up your end of the deal.
Then only. So it was clear that my first day of my college has to be on a motorcycle. That I
okay. Student of the year vibes. First thing
वो जो भी मानते हो उस टाइम पे, but this happened back in 2016.
Okay.
So I got a government seat, not in a government college, but a government seat, and luckily they also held their part of the bargain and got me a motorcycle. So I got a Royal Enfield Thunderbird 350.
The OG classic one.
Not the OG
Thunderbird
classic.
is one version different than that. With a
slightly different.
Higher ride height, no? Higher handle, right?
Yeah. Okay. A little bit, not much. But yeah, so I got that. And then I started riding around.
You pursued a doctor degree, you became a dentist, but didn't actually go into the depth of it. Yeah. Whereas you had ek dusra rasta. So there's this movie, Gully Boy. उसमें there's a small saying 2 minute की एक ही रास्ता जिंदगी भर लोग लेके चलते रहते हैं, बट कभी कभी मौका आता है to just take a different route. And that decision some people don't take because of multiple factors, be it fear, family, society, but we do. We who are the passionate kind कि नहीं हमें तो करना है, and we are blessed with that ecosystem around us कि we can afford to go there and just explore. So what was that eureka moment, if any? Yeah, any diversion moment कि इस point पे you can actually pursue this as a full-time role and move ahead?
So after I took part in the World's Best Job campaign and I went for this. So it was a huge 1.5 month long campaign and that started with social media. We had virtual interviews first.
Okay.
And then out of 1,000 plus applications, we took out 13 people. And then we were flown to Jaipur for an in-person interview and motorcycling test and understanding of business, what we have. And me coming from a medical background, I had no hopes. There were so many other people. There were so many other people who were into motorcycling culture. Even though I liked motorcycles, but I was never into the culture so much because of my studies. Like because Monday to Saturday I've got college. And the only day I get to ride is on Sunday. And that I'm going to do what I like. I'm not going to go like, okay, full on, go to all these ride events. Never did all of that. So I was like, okay, I've reached till here. There's no harm in trying ahead. So, and then out of 13, they picked the top 5. Now, in those top 5, I was one of them. So, when they announced the final person who's won the job and the motorcycle, I was shocked. I'm like, okay, this is not expected at all. Yeah, because see, I had people around me who literally built motorcycles from scratch. They put in the hours. Yes, they put in the hours. They're so creative about it. They build their own motorcycles. and people who've been in the industry for say, what, 10, 15 years, and I was like, oh, I don't know how is this going to happen. And then when I got it, and I told my parents, I'm like, I've got a job now.
New contract. Let's just negotiate the terms now again.
Yeah, so I was like, they're like, what? Are you serious that you won that thing? I'm like, yeah. Because initially when I was doing this, I was simultaneously preparing for my exams as well. So my parents were like, why are you wasting time on this? Why don't you do something productive in your life? Like, and then when the chance came to go to Jaipur, also they're like, okay, it's a weekend, so you're not going to hamper your studies so much, so just go. I said, okay, thank you so much.
Small contract negotiation done. Good deal.
Exactly. Yeah. So when this happened and I told them, listen, I got a job. Like, what job? I'm like, this job which is supposed to happen, it's happened. Like, okay. So is it a permanent job or a temporary sort of an arrangement that is done? Yeah. I'm like, no, it's a permanent job. I have to move to Gurgaon. Are you okay with it? Like, okay, let us think about it. Totally cool with me, but I've got the job. And I get a motorcycle. So I'm like, yeah. So this changed because it was very difficult. Okay, honestly saying it was very difficult because I've spent 5.5 years of my life looking into people's mouth. And I liked that.
Yeah, okay.
That went wrong, but I'm going to say that.
Yeah, so it's not like okay, so it's not like you have something against the dentist.
No,
profession.
nothing.
You enjoy
love
that
as profession.
Yeah, you enjoy.
I wanted to become a surgeon.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, because I always loved surgery, so I was looking forward to become a surgeon. I loved my.
But yeah, okay.
Yeah, so the dentist will understand that. So in doctors would. Yeah, so means the art that puts in it, the art that is there in dentistry is just amazing because there's so much intricate work that is there. I love doing that work, even though I had no idea when I started that also what is this, but I liked it. And then I have this option where I can put in 3 more years of studies and start my own clinic. And then the other options, I have a permanent job. So when
job, yeah. You
yeah,
have to weigh that decision, no?
Absolutely, because like you said, it's very difficult to make people understand why would I do this, right? When people be like, there are people who be like, why did you even do dentistry? You basically ate somebody's seed. खा लिया तुमने किसी की seed. तुमने अगर यही नहीं करना. I'm like, it is. So I feel everybody in their life gets that one chance. That one chance that you have to take or you don't take that might change your life. Yeah, so that decision of moving from dentistry to something that I'm really passionate about, not knowledgeable about much, but I can say passionate about, changed my life today.
That's nice. That's nice. I mean, when we start these passionate career paths, from what I've explored so far, although I'm just 1 year into following my actual passion. Up to that point, up till that point, I was simply chasing the best alternate, weighing the decision. But it's not like I'm very drawn towards that career or drawn towards that path. But when it comes to passion, so I've realized one thing, that knowledge will eventually come, right? You become a financial advisor, you become an investment banker, or you go become a doctor, become a lawyer. There has to be a huge learning curve. You have to eventually get into the minor details of it.
Absolutely.
Hence, the people who are in their 40s at senior positions at different levels, they love talking about the job, not because their work is their life. It's like they just enjoy it because they know so much about it. Like, I know about my work a lot. I know each and every detail, and I've fallen in love with it. So that's the thing. I think that's eventually going to happen with the passionate careers we choose for ourselves, especially in motorsport and automotive, right?
Yes.
There's always a learning curve.
For anything.
Yeah, correct. So that decision happened. You switched your job. What was your exact role now? I mean, okay, so first of all, which bike did you get?
So I got the Harley Davidson Nightster.
They just gave it to you. It's all yours.
Not really.
Okay.
So it's in the company's name.
Okay.
But I can ride any Harley Davidson motorcycles whenever I want.
Whenever you want. And it's parked in your...
Yeah, so I keep one bike under the whole lot. So we've got close to 12 bikes that we own as a company. So one of those bikes is always parked at my place.
It can be anyone.
It can be anyone. It can be the smallest one. It can be the biggest one also.
Might be. एक service पे गई तो वो ले लूँ.
Yeah, no, that's what I do.
Oh,
that
okay.
was the perk
Oh,
of the job.
okay.
So I can take whichever bike whenever I want.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
And officially, these bikes are used for?
So these bikes are used for media. So when I say media, it's more of journalists and automotive journalists.
Mm-hmm.
So they take out these bikes and then they do reviews on these bikes.
And you are in charge of just ensuring everything goes?
No, I'm not.
Then?
Sorry. So I take care of the brand. When I say I take care of the brand, I'm the brand manager for Harley Davidson in India.
Okay.
So brand as in wherever you see Harley Davidson written, it's my decision where to put that.
Oh.
Yeah, so
okay.
whatever especially the digital presence of the brand, that is social media, then our digital campaigns. So I run the digital campaigns and I take care of social media completely.
Okay.
And I also curate ideas like the one that I showed you earlier, the 5 minutes of freedom. Yeah, so that was again my project. So I work on new projects and new product lineups also.
Okay, and how is it that you get to travel so much? So on these travel tours of yours, you record this content?
Not really. So Harley Davidson as a brand has a huge community.
Okay.
A lot of Harley Davidson lovers and owners. So this community is called the Harley Owners Group.
Okay.
So Harley Owners Group does these zonal rallies every year, and then there's a national rally. So I travel to all these zonal rallies and create content there for Harley Owners Group.
While riding?
Sometimes while riding, sometimes flying, because there's work, so I can't put in that much of riding also.
Although you would love to, I'm sure. Yeah, but
I did very recently, so
flight. मैं आ जाऊंगी. Don't worry, okay?
Yeah.
Just give me the keys, give me the bike, and I'm there.
Yes. And apart from that, we also do a lot of sponsored events. So we do the Outback Festival, that is the highest motorable music festival in India, in the world actually. So that happens in Leh every year.
Okay.
And then we're a big sponsor for the India Bike Week.
I remember when I was coming from Leh, I think you were going to Leh. Yes. That was for this festival.
Yes, that was for the
and
festival.
it's like you guys move in a convoy or just
Yes,
meet there?
No. So as a brand team, I usually fly because I have to go take care of the event site and what is happening and if everything's okay. But few people ride. So we've got a good kitty of say about 15-20 riders who ride from Delhi to Leh.
That must be fun, no?
It is.
And how do you communicate with each other on these rides?
So we've got helmets and intercoms that stay connected.
And then there are also hand signals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hand signals.
Can you just tell me some of those? Because so I know there are hand signals like this, go slow, have something ahead.
Yeah.
So how do you communicate that?
So it's very simple. So it comes innate in a biker.
Okay.
That before any ride starts, what we do is we do a small briefing. So in that briefing, we talk about these signals and who's going to be the lead, who's going to be the sweep. So people in the middle, they're supposed to stay behind the sweep, ahead of the behind the lead, ahead of the sweep.
Right.
Yeah, and follow each and every signal which the lead does.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
when the lead says like this, so it basically means pick up your pace and come ahead.
आजो कहाँ रह गए?
थोड़ा बढ़ाओ तेज चलो मैं और धीरे नहीं चल सकता थोड़ा तेज करो and then again goes down for slowing down.
बहुत तेज आ गए. Just slow down.
Yes. Yeah. We also, so when we're riding on the highways, what happens is that you need to shift lane.
Yeah.
So you need to tell the other person behind that I'm shifting lane.
Okay.
So that वो वाला पीछे से ना आ गया and then you don't go
right.
Yeah, so you do signals like this that I'm changing lane, then I'm going back.
Okay, it's like this.
Yeah, it's very subtle and it's just mostly eye contact.
Yeah.
It just happens. I don't know how.
On a bike, these hand signals are actually more effective, right?
Yes, so hand signals are more effective because not all can be connected on an intercom.
Right.
Yeah, so and not everybody has an intercom. Like I don't have an intercom.
Okay.
Yes, I rely on hand signals completely.
Okay.
Yeah, when I'm riding. But this intercom really helps a lot. So if it's a small group of 3 or 4 people riding and all of them are connected on an intercom, so hand signals won't be required. Because if the person's ahead, that person can just talk while riding and say कि अरे हाँ यहाँ पे ध्यान से कुछ है यहाँ पे left में अरे धीरे हो जाना. So they're all connected through the same thing, so that makes it a little easier.
Okay. There's one more difference that I feel is there is cars are usually covered, right? We don't feel the wind until we roll the windows down, yes, sunroof khol and we do something. But one thing I like about riding, the best thing is that you feel the air.
Yeah.
And even the video you showed me had that theme of freedom. So does that air gives a sense of freedom always, right?
Yeah.
It just flows through you and you feel happy and at peace.
Yeah, the wind blast on your face.
Yeah.
It just awakens you.
It does, right?
It does. It just awakens you and you just feel like, oh, this is what I want in my life. This is so much peace. I don't have to worry about anything. I just want to ride my motorcycle and get that wind on my head and my face. Yeah, it's just so pleasant.
It is, no doubt.
So no matter what time of the day, no matter how irritated you are or you're happy or whatever, you get on a motorcycle, you start riding and you'll be like, damn, this is the thing that I really like.
Right. In these high stress situations, so riding a bike, I'm sure it gets very stressful at times. It's good that we pursue our passion as a job, but from what I felt in the past 3-4 months after doing 4-5 jobs of convoy management, is that I do like driving. I can go a full day of driving around, but it gets stressful at times because it's your job, after all. How do you manage that stress? Is it very poking while riding? Yeah, you just enjoy the stress here, the ride bhi karte hain, it's all going well.
So when I'm on the bike, I don't think about the job.
Okay.
Because I'm supposed to focus on the road.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't want any distractions there. And when you stop, you just think about what then.
So there's no... so while riding, you don't have any work to do?
No.
Okay, for me it's different.
Yeah.
I have work to do because I have to constantly manage, ask the lead to slow down, go fast. Yeah.
My job is just to ride, not to worry about anything.
That's +1.
That's a +1.
Right, okay. Yeah. One thing I was curious about, Harley has left India, right? Or do they?
So Harley stopped their operations directly in India because they moved out from a lot of other markets also. But they started a distribution partnership with Hero Motorcycle. So basically, they don't make motorcycles in India. They don't directly sell motorcycles in India, but they distribute their motorcycles to Hero Motorcorp, and then Hero Motorcorp sells it in India.
I think that's a better management decision, no?
Yes.
Less money to spend, more to earn. But they're still operational. They still sell their bikes. Yeah. Maintenance is there via Hero Motorcorps.
No, via the
official
Harley.
Just the distribution is via Hero.
Yeah, so the management is Hero, but everything else is just Harley.
And there's no troubles you face? No. Everything is fine?
Everything's fine. So they don't interfere in our operations.
So you have a Royal Enfield Ford?
Two
Royal Enfields?
Yes.
350?
One's a 350 which I got from my deal.
Yeah.
Second one is the Himalayan.
Himalayan. Okay.
Yeah, the Himalayan first gen.
And what's the difference in the ride experience?
Again, one's a sort of a road bike that you can mostly take on roads until you modify it around. Okay. But Himalayan is again slightly an off-roader, not a...
For steep incline.
Yeah, so you can take it off the road.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
And have you tried these new electric bikes? I recently got to know an Ultraviolet company and they've started making electrical bikes.
Yeah, but I haven't got the chance to ride them.
And what are your views on them?
It's interesting.
Okay.
How they made electric bike without, they don't have a clutch in their bike.
Yeah,
so that's interesting. So there are other bikes also like the Honda's Africa Twin. That's again an adventure motorcycle. That also comes without a clutch. So it's all automatic gear shifting, I think so. It's a habit of us to use the clutch again and again on the bike. But when you see that it's not there, it's a little off. So when I rode the Africa Twin and I just sat on the bike and I shit, where's the clutch? And then like, whoa. Then it came to it doesn't have a clutch. Yeah.
Right.
But if I ever get a chance to ride, because they're beautiful motorcycles.
Yeah.
The F77 that just launched.
Okay.
It's a beautiful looking motorcycle.
I can draw the parallel from driving a automatic car and a manual car. I would any day prefer a manual. Okay, yeah, because
I second that.
Yeah, because again, as I was saying, these are high stressful moments sometimes while riding. You're focused on the road, anything can happen. You have to be aware, but you like to be working at your full capacity.
Absolutely.
Automatic cars just make you boring sometimes. They're like, okay, now what do I do now? And
there's no clutch, there's no. What is this?
And
I don't want this.
That just reduces the overall awareness, because now you're getting into a relaxed mode.
Right. I've seen people because their left hand is also free, so they use phone with the left hand and
with
the right.
Automatic over here. My biggest problem is automatic gear shift hai, theek hai, but still I will sit like this. Yeah. Like I can hold both hands. I don't need to have a hand there. I think force of habit. But the more I drive automatic now, especially SUVs. So in cars, it's very different on how you drive a hatchback versus how you would handle a SUV. Let's say hatchback, you drive on the highway and there's a long left hander. It's not like a very sharp one. You can still do some corrections. Nahi itna nahi, thoda kam, thoda zyada still. Acha nahi, theek hai. SUVs mein you can't do that.
Right.
SUVs, just recently, my colleague and I, we were coming from Surat to Udaipur. These are beautiful roads. No civilization, no trucks, no people, just empty roads, no cameras. And then he's like, okay, I'll just brief you, just follow along. So it's like, just keep the momentum, okay? Just plan your entry and exit into the corner very in advance. Because you can't, if you've gone left, you can't you have to commit to that steering, and then you have to come back also.
Right.
And that enhances the experience of driving an SUV, because the body roll you feel. You go left and you're like, okay, nice. And it's all about the momentum on these cars. But another important lesson that there was, so again, the habit of a manual car driver, I'm like this, and he's like, just keep both the hands on the wheel. It's like, the reason I'm saying that is, one hand you might not be able to handle the force feedback, and the car will itself try to correct, which we can't do. So both the hands just keeps your center of gravity, towards the like you can very stably hand the steering wheel. Okay, makes sense. And it's actually true. Both hands on the right is better. But I would still any day prefer a manual and coming back. Quickly do it and come back.
Again, we're used to that more. So.
Yeah, right. What has been your most memorable ride ever, which you always look back to, and you just feel the vibe, the energy you felt during that time? Maybe you were at peace, you were happy in that moment, and jab you think about it, you might not even have a video of it on your phone, right? But you think about it, 2 months pehle when I was doing that stretch, it felt good. So, is there any story to explore there?
So, I would say all my rides are like because there's something or the other that happens on each and every ride.
I can't discriminate.
Yeah, I can't discriminate on the rides. But the very recent one which I had, last weekend rather. So I was riding to Jim Corbett.
Okay.
And you won't just imagine this, okay? You've got big bikes. You know how big bikes, the cruiser, which you were talking about. Close to about 50-60 of them riding together.
Oh, that's fun.
And so visually, we were riding in the morning going towards Jim Corbett, and 50 of us together in one line. Okay, and it's back to back people riding. And then suddenly there's a car in the front. So you don't even have to honk. You just have to look that person through the other person just moves aside and gives you the full fast lane.
Yeah.
So all of us were riding together at about 120, very safely.
Yeah.
And just zoom, all Harleys riding together with a big exhaust. And I'm like, damn, this is fun. This is just so much fun. And it looked so, that even I don't like to, get very aggressive on the road and, do some show off that I'm on a big bike. But that time I didn't feel like doing it. There were so many people backing me up. I was like, this is the time. And I was the only girl riding with them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there was another lady also. So 2 of us amongst that lot of 50. So the two of us are just riding coolly and oh yeah, this is fun.
This is fun.
That was the fun ride, yeah.
So, I mean, first of all, thank you so much. Ideally, this was a virtual meeting. It was very randomly planned, and we have to do this, but we didn't have a vision in mind how to pull it off. And then some technical glitches happened there, which we again face right now. So it's okay, koi baat nahi. We have to work with the best we have. And I think that's a part of our job also. Sometimes we are in situations where you have to make quick decisions and adapt real quick.
Yeah.
One thing I think in this career, in fact, yesterday I was thinking about this is you have to be fast and efficient while also being very, aware कि decision कितनी जल्दी लेना है.
Yes.
Do you feel the rush?
Yeah, you have to be a fast thinker for it.
है ना, right?
You need to make the decision.
Yeah.
Just a flick of a second.
And everything gets urgent here. कि होना है, अभी होना है, And that's a good trait to have as a person. I think that's why I feel converting your passion to your career aids you. It builds you a better personality. Maybe just say in life, I'm usually taking some time to think, do something. Again, I mentioned being a perfectionist. I sometimes अपने काम को थोड़ा आगे ले जाता हूँ कि ठीक है अगले हफ्ते डिलीवर कर देंगे, but it has to be done good. But this industry teaches you just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Just put your best foot forward and go आगे with it. And this actually aids us to adapt to that level. We have to be better. So there's always a learning curve.
Like we mentioned earlier.
Okay. I used to feel I'm a very good driver. In my circle of friends, when we used to go for long drives or trips, I'm like, हाँ मैं drive कर लूँगा. 12 घंटे, 13 घंटे, 16 घंटे, Red Bull, and I'll do it. But then I came to this industry, met a lot of people. They're very good. I am just at the bottom right now, and it's good that I want to build that up. But these are actually good, natural, fast, responsible drivers because it's just natural to them. And again, there's a huge,
the scope of improvement is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to see that.
Even an experienced rider or a driver is always like, there's a little more that you can do to this.
Exactly. And just recently I was reading a book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Damn. It said that, the people who are great realize that they're not great and hence they reach that stage because they keep on finding their craft. And especially being on the road, it just feels that anything can happen. Every time a distinct experience happens.
Yeah.
I don't know how that is. It just naturally is,
Exactly, yeah.
I'm doing the same thing. I'm driving the same car. I'm on the road. The routes are same, but it's just different. Every time.
Absolutely.
What is your message to the younger audience or females especially who would love to explore this passion, don't know where to start yet? Sadly, some don't even know they have it yet. What's your one thing that might push them to explore this, eventually take this as a career?
So it's all about passion and what you feel. So if you feel greatly about 2 wheels, 4 wheels, just go ahead and do it. Don't think what's going to happen or people are going to talk. For that matter, always our parents are going to be supportive of whatever we do till the time we're safe. Yeah, so it's 2 wheels, 4 wheels, do whatever you want to do. Not just in terms of motorsports, but in general in life, if you think that you're passionate about something. Because a person works best when they have interest in something. If I tell you to do something that you have no interest in, you wouldn't perform 100% of yourself. So if you think this is something that you like and you want to do it, just make that want a need thing. I need to do this instead of I want to do this.
Right. And what would you say are some of the easily explored career paths in two-wheelers right now in India? Where do we get people started?
So, nice question. Very nice question, actually. I wouldn't know exactly where, but to get into automobile industry, the best way right now is through the MBA path, because automobile not just looks directly to graduates. So that is one you can say a backdrop of this. Like there are very few companies that will take you right after graduation. Yeah, you can either intern with them or you can start very low. But if you're very interested in motorsports, a lot of agencies that work with the automobile. So that is a very, very basic way on how you want to start your career in automobile. Like all events like India Bike Week or there'll be any other, even the car for that matter. So you've got agencies that handle everything. So that could be your first step. So it also helps you realize that okay, this is what happens in this scenario, and if I'm comfortable working there.
Right.
Other than that, if you get a job like mine, that is just
if you be in the top 1,000, then the top 13, you crack the top 5, and eventually, that's a good once in a lifetime thing. And I'm actually very happy to hear that you just picked it up with full potential and you just went all in.
Yeah.
You didn't look the other way. You must have doubts at that moment, I'm sure, like we talked about.
Yes.
Tough nights, sleepless ones. But should I? But eventually, you just gave into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's good.
It's fruitful till now. So
yeah.
It's going good.
I mean, that's pretty much it. I would thank you so much for being here on the podcast to actually start these series of videos, which will eventually come. We will reach out to more people. We would also love to have you back here after some more experiences and catch up. Ki kya hua, kya raha.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me. Means a lot.
That's it. That's the boarding perspective.